Hello, beautiful kindred souls, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here, weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. We are doing a Soulful 7 pick a pile reading today, a little bit different than we've done in the past because we have blended decks today. We have moon energy and cosmic starseed energy, so it's messages from the universe, messages from the cosmos. We have a blended deck for each of the piles. So before we get into the piles and the messages today, I do want to invite you to join the Kindred family by subscribing to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. If something does resonate with you in your message, do drop a comment down below and let me know it did. Let me know which pile you selected. Click a like on this video as well. It helps other kindred souls find the messages meant for them. So, oh yeah, and if you're interested in your own personal reading, connect with me at Etsy, link in the description below. That's the only place that I offer readings. Yes, so again, we have 3 groups prepared for you, left to right. Group 1, Group 2 is in the middle, and Group 3 is on the right-hand side here. Pause the video at this point in time if you need a moment to determine which group has your message in it, keeping in mind that these are general readings. Take only what resonates with you, and your unique message might actually be a combination of messages in more than one group. So, the links to the groups will be in the description below. Thank you in advance for your time, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. Messages from the cosmos using moon energy and starseed energy for this particular Soulful 7. Again, we have a blended deck, which means we have 2 decks completely mixed up together. So we're going to shuffle out your guiding energy to start with. So your guiding message is Whale and Orca Elders. I love this card, by the way. The message that I do see in this guiding energy, the first energy that I always pick up from this particular card is it always feels like your ancestors are near. Your ancestors are speaking to you. Do I have too much light? I might have too much light. Let's see if I can tone it down a little bit. That your ancestral energy always seems to be present whenever this card shows up. The message here is also this idea of sharing your song. The frequency of sound is really important in diving deep. So this always reminds me of root work. This reminds me of taking the time to understand what your unique sound is, what your unique message is, your unique energy is, and your unique voice. And leaning into your voice and sharing your voice, sharing your song, your story, and really not being afraid to dive deep, to the whale energy, orcas, they live in the ocean. The ocean is deep. It's a very emotive, emotional energy, and I do feel like there's a focus here on emotional energy and just basically finding your unique voice and song and leaning into it and not being ashamed or afraid of whatever that uniqueness is for you. And then we have the weight of the world, boundaries, okay? So I feel like as we discover our voice through this life, that boundaries come with it. You know, especially if you don't have very strong boundaries or you don't uphold your boundaries. I feel like there is a message here for you to release yourself from that that stress and that other people's stresses, other people's what's the word? Other people's burdens that they place on your shoulders, and setting a boundary around that. So if we look at the energy, we look at the imagery on this card, we see our figure here just completely immersed in the water except for their face just sticking above, breathing. It's a very relaxing, very restful energy, and I feel like that is the message for you, that setting boundaries will release you from the burdens of others, and for you to let go and release, and it's not your burden to carry. So setting strong boundaries around the energy that you allow into your space, and being mindful that, you know, you don't have to fight every battle. Every battle is not necessarily for you. You don't have to carry every burden. This reminds me of the Ten of Wands as well, and it's like the Ten of Wands and the Four of Swords coming together to say something, to tell a story here about setting boundaries and not having to carry the load by yourself, letting go and releasing low vibrational energy, especially from your past, and leaning into your own unique sound, your unique song. So we also have the new moon, which I think this is beautiful because new moon energy is all about a new start. It's all about turning a page. It's all about a new chapter in your life, and the power that comes with that, the power of starting over, the power of making a decision to release, to let go, to move on, to know yourself better, to, you know, speak your truth. There is a beautiful power in that, and there's power in a new beginning and a new start. And it might be difficult sometimes, because you don't know what to expect. But you know, in that newness. So if you think of the new moon, it's the darkest position of the moon. So potentially even being emotionally almost like a clean slate. But in that darkness, sometimes there is fear, especially if you don't know what lives there. But I do feel like there's a message here around being open to being at peace in that darkness, and just allowing life to guide you, and not feeling like you either have to have all the answers, or you have to be able to see everything around you. But this is a new beginning, a new start, and life starts in darkness. At least all of the examples that are running through my head right now, babies are conceived in the womb. The womb is dark. It's inside of another space, right? It's dark, it's warm, it's nurturing. And even plants and seeds are born under the ground, in the soil. They sprout in the soil. So just knowing that beautiful things happen in the dark, happen where light cannot quite reach it yet. And that's a cool place, because remember, sun energy is hot. Sun energy is hot, and sometimes we need things to be cool, a little bit more toned down to begin with, so that we can do that inner work that we need to do in the inner spaces. So we have the Nine of Wands as well as the Eight of Wands present as well. The Nine of Wands, we already talked about burden, and I do feel like the Nine of Wands is there's a burdensome energy. If we look at our figure here, they have their head wrapped, maybe some wounded energy, looking back at all that they've done. But there is a heaviness to this card as well, that even though you've done all of this work and effort and you're tired, there's still more to do. There's still more to do, and I do feel like there's a message here around, sometimes that you take on too much and you get exhausted and you look back at what you've done, you're like, man, I did all of that, but yet I still have all of this to do. And there's a lot for all of us to do in this lifetime. But I do feel like sometimes you overburden yourself and you take on too much. And I feel like that's connected to this Weight of the World card. But I really love that the Eight of Wands is next to our new moon energy. To me, this is saying, Spirit is saying that the universe is pushing strong energy your way that is going to support your passions and the things that you really care about in your life. Just pure energy and drive, but only for the things that you are passionate about and excited about. So that really means that you are going to need to get clear on what that is so that the universe knows where to put that energy for you. But just knowing that your endeavors are going to have a little bit of extra push from the universe here. So getting clear on what that direction is and where you want or need that energy. So we also have the King of Wands as well as the Lovers. So in the King of Wands, I see you taking a strong leadership position in your life and holding the vision of that which you are passionate about, that which you put your energy towards. There's a lot of confidence. There's a lot of charm and charisma and people wanting to help you, wanting to get any endeavors that you have off the ground. The King of Wands could represent another person. What I just spoke about was like energy, you embodying the power energy of the King of Wands. But it could represent a person potentially with strong fire sign placements in their birth chart, sun and rising, Venus, or potentially Mars in a sun sign, so Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. But this person is going to have a really strong divine masculine energy that is focused on really passion, like things that you're passionate about, things that you want, things that you desire, things that you want to put your energy into, things that you are willing to fight for if necessary, if need be. This person could potentially be a romantic partner, or they could be some sort of a mentor, or again, this energy could be some energy that you are meant to take into yourself in order to receive the outcome that you're looking for. I do feel like the King of Wands is that point, that person, that individual, or that energy inside of you that is very clear about their vision. And we talked about the vision with the Eight of Wands. So a lot of really fiery, passionate, outwardly expressive energy for you in your Soulful 7 reading, which to me stems from a strong inner world. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of this emotive and inner energy root work with the Whale and Orca elders, and getting clear on what you want. What do you want this new start to look like, and formulating boundaries around yourself and protecting yourself from outside energy. And we have the Lovers, and the Lovers could be about some sort of romantic connection, or it could also be about just choices and having choices and having options. And I feel like one of the biggest choices that you have right now is determining what you want to focus your energy on and where you should apply these boundaries in order to have the most fruitful outcomes in general for yourself. Sometimes we focus too much on others and we don't focus enough on ourselves, especially if you connect with being a light worker. And I feel like there's a new chapter that Spirit is encouraging you to unlock here. That's about you finding your passion, you strengthening your voice, and having emotional power and emotional authority over what happens in your life, and having a clear vision for your life, and really filtering out anything that doesn't line up with that vision. So we have the basket, a recognition, a reward for merit. So any work and effort that you've done up to this point, or that you will be doing, you will be recognized for that and receive an award for it. I also want to note that things that are in alignment with your path and purpose, you will be recognized for. You will shine. You will illuminate light and life and energy and magnetism in that area. So, if maybe you've been feeling a little stale, that could be because you're not, necessarily focused or connected into things that are really in alignment with your path. Then we have the turkey. Someone is behaving stupidly. So, we talked about formulating boundaries. We talked about a new start. We talked about having choices. So this could be, if you are currently in a relationship, could be your partner maybe acting stupid, or this could be somebody in your family. As you're going through these changes and you're setting these boundaries, people don't like change, especially when the boundaries affect what they're getting out of a situation, in quotation marks. So just know that, you might come up against some challenging energy and people not understanding the direction that you're going. But just know that anyway and either way, that, this is about you. This is about your path. This is about your purpose. This is about your voice. This is about your song. This is about you and what you where the direction that you want your life to go. And the people that will ride with you will ride with you, and the people that won't will show their back ends. Okay. And then we have the cup and the table. So the cup really talks about accepting valid criticism, which I really love this message because of a couple of reasons. The first reason is that sometimes people are critical and rude and bitter, and they criticize from a place of malice, of low vibration. But we're not talking about, that's the turkey, right? We're not talking about the turkey. We're talking about someone who has your best interest at heart, who loves you and wants the best for you, and sees some areas that maybe, you can do a little bit better on. Maybe that's that King of Wands individual that'll be coming into your life, or maybe currently is in your life. A Gemini energy potentially as well, with the Lovers. And it's just this person, somebody who's giving you valid criticism, not someone who's coming from a place of low vibration and negativity, but someone who's coming from positivity and wants the best for you, wants you to succeed, wants you to grow. And that's the kind of criticism that you're taking. And I feel like there's also a message around how you process criticism. I doubt someone's going to come up to you and be like, I do not have your best interest at heart, and here's what I have to say. It's really going to be you using your powers of discernment to determine what messages or what criticism, if any, is applicable, there's a word, to your situation, to your specific situation. So just being mindful of that. And then we have the table, which talks about hard work ahead. And I see that. I feel like that's very evident here in your reading, that there is going to be a lot of work. Setting boundaries is not easy. Letting go and releasing, energy and negativity and people and places and things that don't serve you is not easy. Finding your unique voice, diving deep inside of yourself and locating those spaces that need to be pulled to the surface, that are uniquely you, that maybe you've been suppressing. Like, that's not easy either. Starting new, opening a new chapter of your life is not easy. Getting in alignment with your path and purpose is not easy, because if it was, everybody would be doing it. We would not be having this conversation right now. So know that there is going to be hard work ahead. There is going to be a process that happens, a transition that happens, and it's not going to all of a sudden you're going to wake up and you're going to know exactly what you want to do in your life and then everything's going to be just the way you want it. No, there is going to be a process. There is going to be some trial and error. There's going to be some, some moments where your boundaries waver and you're tested and all these other sorts of things. So just be aware of that and know that that is a part of the process. And when this is all said and done, you're going to be in a really beautiful place and really confident and solid in who you are and the direction that your life is going. So let's take a look at our flower energy here to determine what your kind of culminating message is. Oh, I love this. So we have the Everlasting Daisy, who says, be brave and dig deep. All right, we are diving deep, digging deep. Okay. I feel like there's also a message, this idea of hard work, because reflecting back to it, this digging deep, bravery, courage, fortitude. Just reminds me of the Strength card in tarot, but also this idea that you are building something that will last for your lifetime. Wherever you are in your life as far as years go, your new start, what you're developing now is going to be the life that you're living. You're setting the foundation for the life that you're going to live for the rest of your life. And I know that sounds really daunting, but the idea here is that you're building to last. You're building for longevity, sustainability here. The Knight of Wands to me is not sustainable, right? You're constantly building, you're putting in all this effort, and then you look back and you're like, this isn't exactly, I'm not where I want to be yet, or I'm not quite where I want to be, and I'm pretty bruised and broken and busted. So I do feel like as you're building and as you're growing, there needs to be moments of rest. There needs to be boundaries set that you even set for yourself, especially if you're an overdoer. Just naturally you just work until your body says, listen, Linda, this isn't happening, and you shut down. Like that's not really good. You don't want your body to have to tell you to rest. You want to be able to create some sort of routine around resting periodically, or having maybe the hour before bed or whatever that looks like, just some sort of consistent form of rest. And a routine around your spiritual and emotional health and well-being, and just being in tune with your own energy and in harmony with your own energy, and digging deep into that. But you are building something that is going to last. You are focused on sustainability right now, and there's going to take some bravery and some hard work and effort for you to reach this pinnacle of accomplishment in your life. So, my beautiful soul, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you. If something resonated, please do drop a comment down below and let me know it did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on my Etsy shop. So thank you so much for your time and your energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. Again, we have a blended deck today, and we're combining moon energy with cosmic energy to receive messages from the universe today, messages that you need to hear, messages to help and guide you through this week, and give you something to contemplate on and think through for the week. So let's see what your guiding energy is. So we have the full moon in Capricorn, okay? The end of a tough cycle approaches. Well, that's a good start. Whenever I see Capricorn energy, it always feels like there's, Capricorns are tenacious, and there's a calm resilience to Capricorn energy. And so I feel like even if there was a challenging point in your life or a challenging time in your life, if you have strong Capricorn placements in your birth chart, you probably handled it with grace and style. And I just always feel like Capricorns are very laid back, and they're strategic and very self-assured, and focused on their goals, focused on the end result, where, to the point where any setbacks or challenges or difficulties along the way don't really faze them, because they're after that final end moment. Okay, so just kind of keeping your eye on the prize if you are in the midst of a difficult or tough cycle, and knowing that, Capricorn energy is asking you to focus on that end result, not on the losing some battles along the way, but winning the war, the bigger picture, accomplishing that big goal. And then we have I'm sorry. And the imagery to this card is quite beautiful. So if you see the profiles of these beings here under the surface in the root space, but there's a gap, right? There's a gap, some sort of divide. So this could be suggesting some sort of a discord, potentially a discord between yourself and someone close to you, or yourself, depending on what you're resonating this tough cycle to be about. It could definitely be an inner battle, an inner situation that you're working through, maybe even doing some root work. There's a lot of root imagery here. Maybe you're doing some root work, or you're being called to do some root work. So this idea of uprooting, this idea of challenging your, challenging some of your kind of grounded beliefs and your grounded energy, doing root work, doing, connecting with your ancestors, maybe even releasing some low vibrational energy from your family or ancestors, or like past energy in your life, or releasing some cycles, some bad cycles or negative cycles in your family tree. That could be the cycle, the tough cycle that's approaching, coming to an end here for you. But there is a surrendering energy as well to this message. This idea of apologizing and coming to terms. In order to apologize like appropriately, you have to acknowledge that there was something there that you did that wasn't the best. And it's almost like you're apologizing for your position or your place in the situation, or what you said, or how you reacted, or whatever you did. But it's an accountability. It's a moment of accountability. And a lot of times we don't, people, like, apologies are not sincere because you're not taking accountability for it. So there is some accountability we're looking at here as well. And again, challenging those preconceptions, challenging the things that you thought that you knew. There's a humility to this. There's an openness to this. a desire for reception and letting down defenses. So we also have the Child of the Cosmos here. And I feel like this message, I feel like Spirit is just reminding you that the intelligence of the universe does truly lie within you. That you know what is right. You know what your path is. You know what your purpose is. You know what your strengths are and your weaknesses. And you are connected to the collective, and you have support and resources and love and all these really beautiful energies that sometimes we lose sight of as we are, head down deep into our own situations and our own tough cycles and our own, struggles and internal warfare. We lose sight sometimes of the bigger picture. So I just want to quickly note here that these beings are focused down. Their heads are bowed, they're focused down, they're focused inward, they're focused on the roots. And this being is looking up. And I just want to note here that, life is about balance and about harmony, meaning that sometimes we need to look down, sometimes we need to look inward, and sometimes we need to look up. And doing either of these in excess in either direction is going to be a challenge for us to find that balance, because we can't see the forest for the trees. We can't see the bigger picture if we're always looking up or always looking down. So we have to switch it up from time to time. With the Six of Wands coming into the conversation, I feel like this is a message around celebrating your accomplishments. Celebrating your accomplishments. Celebrating the things that go well. This tough cycle is coming to an end. So I feel like there's a victory that's approaching. And I feel like there's a message here reminding you don't forget to celebrate those victories. Successfully moving through a difficult situation and opening yourself up to some of the challenging but necessary energy to grow yourself and to ground yourself is not easy. And when you are successful at that or anything in your life, making sure that you are celebrating that, because you should be celebrated and your accomplishments should be celebrated. So we have the Three of Swords, and what I see in the Three of Swords here is this. It just feels very much so connected to this idea of releasing and going through some sort of situation and not trying to avoid it or not trying to go around it or under it, but going right through it. And once you go right through it, once you feel the pain, go through it, then you can come out on the other end and, you can release that energy and come out on the other end from a place of triumph and kind of start over in a lot of ways, or continue on with your life. But a lot of ways you're starting over from this new position of understanding and power and release and acceptance and understanding and knowledge and intellect and all of that sort of energy. And we have the Page of Pentacles and the King of Cups. So the Page of Pentacles could represent a youthful earth sign energy, either within yourself that spirit is being called for you to pull forth, or this could represent a person with strong earth sign placements in their birth chart, potentially younger than you, or someone who just has more youthful energy that has earth sign, which is kind of anyway. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus in an earth sign, so Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo, or Virgo. But there is really an explorative energy to our Page of Pentacles and a tactile and practical sort of a way. So our pages are naturally earth energy, and then of course we have pentacles. We have earth. So we have very grounded, very earthy, so a focus on the practical applications of life, of, you know, situations, a very tangible sort of energy as well, tactile. So taking some of these lessons that we've learned, taking some of these spiritual applications and bringing them down to earth. Like, how can we apply them in our everyday life? How can these things that we've learned in our mind space or our emotional space or intuitive spaces, spiritual spaces, how can we bring that down to earth and make that tangible, make that applicable to our everyday life? How can that improve our everyday life? And some of the immediate messages that's coming from that is this idea of, with Capricorn present, this idea of applying these potentially to career, applying these to even like, I just keep going back to like the root work. So applying these to career, applying these items to some sort of a tangible manifestation of them. So it could be a book, it could be a some sort of a craft if you're a crafty person, some sort of business endeavor potentially could be connected to some of the lessons that you learned. But we're pulling items down from, you know, the other worlds and these unseen spaces, and we're making them tangible. And then we have our King of Cups. So our King of Cups is, our King energy is naturally fire, Cups energy is water. So it's fire-water combination. So our King of Cups holds the vision of that spiritual, emotional, creative space. And so I feel like this is really just, our king could be representing a person with strong water sign placements in their chart, sun, moon, rising, Venus, and Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But I'm also seeing here is you embracing this energy of holding the vision for your spiritual and creative life and space. And I feel like there's definitely a potential here of these energies working together, like you holding the vision and you also transforming or converting that energy into something tangible and bringing that vision to life and putting it into a tangible format, like either through business or I feel like also health as well, health and wellness, your physical life. I feel like there's going to be some sort of exchange of energy or maybe change or alteration of energy in your life in order to make some of the lessons that you've learned more applicable to your current place, space, and existence. So, and the example is coming to mind, like if you're doing root work and you find out or you learn that maybe some of your family members have had some health issues, then I feel like there's definitely a message around you taking that knowledge and turning it into something practical connected to your health and wellness and making sure that you are being mindful of that. So we have the dolphin, which talks about financial gain coming from something you did in the past. So the work and effort that you're putting in now is going to manifest itself in a financial way. And I did mention business back here with our Page of Pentacles, so that could definitely be connected. And the vine is talking about seeking information that's going to help you. And I feel like that is what you're being asked to do. Either you are deep in this search or sojourn, or it truly is coming to an end, which is what our full moon in Capricorn is saying, which means that you have been actively involved. And you know what the hills is just reiterating the fact that, there are going to be some obstacles to overcome, and I feel like that's very evident in some of the other messages here. And then we have the mule. So someone is extremely stubborn, unwilling to change. This could be you, okay? Especially if you connect with, if your energy, if you have strong either earth sign placements or Capricorn energy in your birth chart, Sun and rising Venus, then this could definitely be talking about you being extremely stubborn or extremely difficult, and that this idea of apologizing and working through these various different things is going to be something that's really challenging for you. And I don't think there's anything negative or wrong about that. We all have our strengths and our challenges in life, and it's really about working through that stubbornness and kind of like releasing that and humbling yourself to the point where you're like, okay, I'm open to constructive criticism. I'm open to change. But I feel like there's just a message telling you that there's going to be some challenges, which I feel like that's very evident. Okay. And then our culminating message is with the African Violet. And our African Violet says it's time to connect with what you believe, which I feel like is connected absolutely to the Child of the Cosmos energy, as well as the King of Cups energy. This idea of spirituality, this idea of connecting with what you believe. And I feel like also not only connecting on a spiritual level, but also connecting that energy down to your life, your world. And I feel like this is going to increase your opportunities of like manifesting finances, which we talk about the dolphin here, manifesting finances, manifesting opportunities, and just having this kind of open, youthful sort of energy, curious energy. Pages are very curious, and they're trying to figure out the world and trying to apply these tangible techniques to a more spiritual or hidden messages in a way. So, taking all of that knowledge and intelligence that you have and manifesting that in the world itself in various different ways. Like, things don't just manifest in finances or money. They manifest in many different ways and avenues. Business opportunities, converting your maybe spirituality or your talents or your gifts and creativity into some sort of business or job or something like that. I feel like this is also talking about study as well. So gaining the knowledge, like seeking the information that will help you. Very Page of Pentacles. So whether that's from university or a mentor or some other place. Okay, the internet's right is full of knowledge and information. So yeah, I just feel like in general there's going to be a huge spiritual exercise for you, especially over this week. But I think it's going to take longer than that if you're not already in it. But getting started is taking that first step. So these are the messages, beautiful soul, that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you. If something resonated, please do drop a comment down below and let me know it did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. And if you are interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. Link is in the description bar below. So thank you so much, beautiful soul, for your time and energy. And I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, Group 3, and welcome to your Soulful 7 reading. This week's reading is going to be with a blended deck. So I blended the cosmic starseed energy here with our moon energy. And so we're going to go ahead and shuffle out your guiding energy today. Group number 3. Guiding energy for group 3. So we have trust the timing as your guiding energy. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. I love when this card shows up because I feel like in the world, the fast-paced world that we live in today, is constantly telling us that we are, running out of time. There's just this hurry. There's this push to do more, do things faster. If you didn't already, do it, you're behind, you'll never make it. There's just this anxious energy that seems to be very much so alive and present in our current society right now. And I feel like, trust the timing is basically just saying, you know what? Let's just relax a little bit. Let's just relax a little bit. And especially if you have strong fire sign placements in your chart. Or air. So fire or air in your birth chart. So Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Sometimes those signs just feel like they're just go signs. They're divine masculine, outwardly expressive. They're trying to move, make moves, go, do. And it's almost like this message around like everything that you do or everything that happens, you have to do and push. And the world just moves in general too slow for these types of energies. And I feel like this idea of trusting the timing is just telling you to like, just chill out a little bit. Knowing that, yes, there is a portion that you have to do. There's effort and work that you have to put into it. You have to prepare the soil and toil the soil, mix it up, and then you have to plant the seeds. But that's it. The rest of it happens outside of your control. So just trust the timing, be patient. And then we have you're not for everyone. I love this message too. Embrace your weirdness and face your true north, and don't let your pride get in the way. Everybody's not gonna like you. That's okay. That's okay. You don't like everybody, do you? I don't. There are certain people's energy that I vibe with and some people's energy that I don't vibe with. And I think that's okay. I mean, that doesn't mean that you have to like hate people or just have really, negative feelings toward people. You can just be like, you know what? I just don't get you. And that's okay. And people don't get me. And that's okay. People aren't going to get you. That's okay too. I feel like, if you do have strong Leo placements in your birth chart, you might feel like you want everybody to like you, or everyone should like you. And you probably do. If you have a lot of Leo placements in your chart, you probably do have a lot of people that like you, or are enthralled by you, or look at you. Our lions are very majestic creatures and awe-inspiring. And they have this regalness to them. And so when you come across someone, or they come across someone who isn't vibing, they probably feel away. But you have to release your ego. You have to release your ego and release your pride. And just understand that you're not for everybody. And anyway and either way, make sure that you are being true to yourself and facing your true north and discovering what that is if you don't already know what that is, and embracing that. So we have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords to me is about peace within. And I feel like peace comes with knowing who we are and unapologetically being that individual. Unapologetically being that individual. There is also an intuitive energy to this, as we have our moon there. And I feel like that combined with the sword energy is like discernment. And there's a calm to this card. It's very symmetrical in many ways. Very symmetrical, very kind of centered. And that's what I feel like you're being called to be. At peace from the inside out and centered. And when we're anxious about time, or we're rushing towards something, or we're feeling like we're running out of time, you know, there's just this anxiety and anxiousness. I feel like it's hard to be that peaceful person. It's hard to be at peace. So Spirit is saying, be at peace. Don't be anxious or overly, stressed out about what's going to happen or what's coming. Just get in alignment with who you truly are. And let the universe work its magic as well. All right, so we have a lot of court cards as well rolling up in here. So that could be lots of individuals in your life. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. So our pentacle energy could be representing a earth sign. Our knight would be someone maybe potentially around your age or somewhere in the 20s to 40s like range there. But somebody who is not really young, but not really established yet either. They're on their way to kingship. And we have the knight position is naturally an air sign. And air energy being that it's, swords are connected to air as well. And swords, that air energy is defensive as well as offensive, which is very much so a knight. Sometimes knights defend, sometimes knights attack on behalf of the king that they serve or the monarchy that they serve, which in the case of Pentacles is earthy energy and earthy affairs. So this knight is really fighting for and bringing messages around prosperity, abundance. Our knights do the work, they do the heavy lifting. And so it's about plowing the fields, doing the work, being in the trenches, if you will. We have our Page of Cups energy here, and so our pages are very youthful. Could be representing a water sign or young water sign in your birth chart. Sun and rising Venus in a water sign. So we've got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. I don't know if I mentioned the earth signs over here. I think I forgot to do that. Sorry. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn for earth. And then we have our King of Pentacles. So this could represent an older, more established individual in your life with strong earth sign placements in their charts. Our kings are fire energy, so this is fire and earth. Fire and earth. I said that right. And our fire and earth energy combined is typically connected to like business and career. And our king is very established as he sits on his throne, very confident, very established, very successful. And our king holds the vision here, the vision of that Pentacles energy, the vision of business, the vision of the job, the vision of prosperity, the vision of abundance. And our knight here puts that vision, puts action behind that vision. So I feel like in this case, worrying less about time, focusing more on what is your vision? What does abundance look like to you? Is it what the world is showing you? Is it what, is it what the norm is? And maybe that's not your vision of prosperity and abundance and success. So it's about being calm enough to be able to explore and access your own truth and your own interests and creativity. That's what the Page of Cups energy is about. It's about, exploring or making tangible that Cups energy, which is that creativity, that spirituality, that kind of emotive, sort of expressive from the inside out sort of energy. So you are being called to explore what that is, to define what your vision of prosperity and abundance is. And then once you know what that is, you can then put the work and effort behind it to get it done. Getting her done. All right. So we have the Club, which suggests that someone might be trying to get you to do something that's against your will. And I feel like this is also connected to the you're not for everyone, and don't let your pride get in the way. So again, being clear on what you want to see in your life and not allowing someone else to guide your steps in your life and your world and what you want to see become of your life. That person could definitely be some sort of a friend, and the flute suggests that there might be some disappointment in a friend or a lover. If the Knight of Pentacles is connecting with you from like a partner or lover perspective, know that Knight energy is not King energy. Our Knights are in process, they're in progress. And particularly with the Knight of Pentacles, we tend to put a bit too much on our Knight of Pentacles shoulders, because our Knight of Pentacles is very serious, very grounded, very mature. And sometimes we put too much on him. We almost like we assign this role of savior, and our Knight of Pentacles is going to try to do it, because the people that are close to our Knight of Pentacles is going to be like, they protect them with the ferocity, and they want to provide for them and do all these sorts of things, but they're in progress, they're in process. So this could be you, and maybe you're feeling pressured into doing some things that maybe you're not capable of doing right now. And the full moon in Leo is saying, don't let your pride get in the way. Don't do something against your will in order to make somebody else happy, or whatever the case may be. You're in progress, you're in process, and fear of disappointing someone could keep you from doing what you actually need to do for yourself in your life and in your time. Okay, there's a very strong message around time, timing, trusting your time, your timing, the way that you came in on, and understand that time is not running out. If you are connected with the Knight energy, you're the Knight, you're not the King. So you have time to get to where you're going to go, and just focusing on like where you are right now in your process. If you're exploring, then explore. If you're working, then work. If you're at the peak and pinnacle of your success, then enjoy that. Wherever you are, meet yourself there, and don't feel like you have to be or do or go anywhere that's not in alignment with your understanding of where your life is going and headed. So we have the hammock, taking a vacation. I feel like this is the rest. I feel like this is connected to our Two of Swords here, this idea of physically and mentally taking a vacation or resting along the way. And yes, there is work to be done, but you're not running out of time. You have time to rest. You have time to sleep. You have time to eat properly and to meditate and to do all of the things that you need to do to maintain a healthy you and a healthy and strong version of yourself, so that you can do the work that you need to do in order to accomplish what you're after. And then we have the cane, which, oh my gosh, is so connected to literally what I just talked about with health. So the cane is encouraging you to pay attention to your health, and not to neglect your health and wellness and physical body and mind and spirit as well. And just knowing that, taking that break, getting clear, being centered, resting, being at peace, like that's necessary, just as necessary as plowing the fields and planting the seeds. Okay? And then our culminating message here is with Heliconia, this idea of realization. So the answer is here, take heed. I love that because to me it's really connected to this idea of trusting the timing, this idea of embracing your own unique self, finding and facing your true north, and being fully immersed in your vibrancy and your frequency. To me, Leos are shamelessly connected and focused on numero uno. Themselves and their self-expression, their creativity, and in that kind of confidence and soundness, there's a really beautiful message around it's okay in moderation to focus on you, right? To take care of your health, to make sure you're resting, to make sure you're grounded and you're clear and you are in alignment with your path and your purpose. Of course, anything in excess is a problem. And I feel like sometimes we demonize this idea of being focused on ourselves and mindful of ourselves and loving ourselves in a way that, we care and we're pouring into ourselves and we feel like, no, that's, selfishness and all this other stuff. There's nothing wrong with being selfful. And so I do feel like this full moon in Leo is encouraging you to be selfful, especially if you, if that's not something that really comes naturally to you. If you are the type of individual who puts other people first, you will run yourself into the ground before you say no to somebody when they ask you to do something for them or something of that nature. Be selfful. Focus on yourself. Make sure you're in a good place, health-wise, mentally, spiritually. Know who you are. Be facing your true north. Take your time and know that time is not running out. You have time to do all of the things that you want to do. You have time to find the answers. They're inside of you already. They already exist within you. You have time to do the work to get to your vision of prosperity and abundance and to your specific King of Pentacles space where you are in a place of abundance. And, the King of Pentacles is talking about a more earthly manifestation of that. So whether that be money, that physical health, career, business, whatever, however that translates. But there's also a suggestion here that your whole life, we're looking at yourself from a holistic point of view and perspective, and we want you to be whole and be at peace and be successful from a holistic point of view. So my beautiful soul, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you, enlightening. This was gave you some fuel in which to focus on for the week. And if something did resonate, please do drop a comment down below. Let me know what did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, please do connect with me on my Etsy shop. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for your time and your energy, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye.